Representative Brad Wenstrup joins me now, representing Ohio's 2nd Congressional District. Congressman, thanks for taking the time.
Glad to be with you, Lars. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'll be doing even better when I learn that piece of legislation to authorize the Keystone XL pipeline is about to land on President Obama's desk. How soon can I hope for that?
Well, the House is voting on the Senate version tomorrow. I suspect it's going to pass overwhelmingly. There were just a few modifications from the Senate, and hopefully the same will happen in the Senate, and we'll get it on the president's desk, and he might have to make a decision for the first time in several years.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Now, the decision is almost certainly going to be a veto, or could we be wrong about that? Could he see the writing on the wall?
Well, I suspect he's going to veto it, and I would hope that we vote on it again and try to override it and let people stand where they stand on the issue. You could be wrong. I'd be surprised. The last time he has had the opportunity to have a bill that he might veto was 4 years ago, so it's been a while. Bill Clinton had 36 bills that he vetoed during his time, and that means a lot of bills got to his desk. So hopefully we'll continue to get bills to his desk, and this one being one of the first, I look forward to it.
All right, I just didn't want to jump too fast at that, so let's assume he vetoes it, sends it back. Can you get the Democrat votes necessary to override a presidential veto?
I don't know that we can, but that's what we're going to have to find out. I think the American people would probably like to know where their representatives and senators stand on these issues and make it very clear to them. That's what we're here to do, and people like to know. And American people are very much in favor of having this happen. We've proven that it's safe. It's beneficial to America. I look at this and our other means of energy production is divine intervention as a country, in our country at a time when we need more avenues for national security where we can be energy independent. This is just one more example for North America.
I'm talking to Congressman Brad Wenstrup, but in the case of his opposition is entirely environmental, despite the fact that this thing has satisfied all of the federal law requirements and all the regulatory requirements in all the states that it's going through. So where's the president's objection if this thing meets all of the laws that are currently on the books?
Well, that's what he's certainly going to have to explain. I mean, the first application was submitted about 6 years ago. And in 2011, the White House and State Department committed to researching this and making a decision. And they, at that time, I think, said they would do it before December of 2011. And here we are now in 2015. And they're going to have to explain their reasons to the American people, that's for sure, if they veto it.
Well, and what about the Democrats explaining their reasons? Weren't there a whole bunch of Democrats that were willing to vote for such a bill back when Mary Landrieu's seat might have been saved down in Louisiana? I mean, they all said they were in favor of it then, didn't they?
They sure did, because they were trying to get her back into position, and he still probably would have vetoed it, but they thought it would help her get elected. And that's the politics of it, clearly, and that's just another bad example of how things get done around here. But it seems like right now on the Senate side, when I talk to some of the senators, they say that the Democrats are trying to hunker down and block many things. Well, obviously, a lot of them voted for this the first time, or several did, and hopefully we'll see even more this time with the amendments that were put in place. We'll see.
Well, Congressman, you know that Americans sent the whole bunch of you back there and sent a real clear message, I thought, on November the 4th saying, we don't like the policies of this administration. The president himself said those policies were on the ballot on November the 4th. And the message they sent was, we don't like this. So how much in the way of how much can we get blocked of the president's policies, including things like illegal alien amnesty and refusing to okay the Keystone XL pipeline? You've got the majority in both houses, but are we going to have to settle for getting next to nothing?
Well, as you know, the Senate's a different ballgame than the House as far as needing to get to 60, and that's the problem that they're going to have to fight over there, and I hope that they're willing to do that. But you're right, the American people did speak, and I think they spoke for a lot of reasons. You know, if you think back to the State of the Union last year when the president said, if Congress doesn't act, I'll act without you, and all the Democrats stood up. Well, they were telling their constituents right then and there that they were irrelevant, that they didn't need to be here. Let's just let the president do whatever they want. And now a lot of them are not here. I can't imagine that there's that many that want to take that risk again and go down that route and just say, no, we're not going to do anything. But we will see.
Congressman,
vote for me.
Congressman, it is a pleasure to have you on from the great state of Ohio. Anything else you want to mention to your constituents or Americans who are listening tonight?
Well, I think Americans in general, I think it's one, we lost one of our colleagues, Alan Nunley, and we're sorry to see him go. And then also sad about the death of young Kayla Mueller.
Yeah.
So let's take a moment to think about them and all those that try to do well for America.
Absolutely right. Those who serve in uniform and those who aid and assist in other ways. Congressman, thanks very much for your time tonight.
You bet. Anytime, Lars.
Thank you, sir. Representative Brad Wenstrup, who represents the 2nd Congressional District in the great state of Ohio. Your call.